Welcome to the lesson video for lesson 13 in the level 1 of the Mayron Cole Piano Method book. We're going to start off here with another worksheet before we move on to our first song in the lesson, Blue Skies and Gray Skies. We're going to be introducing something new here called the finger numbers. So yes, you might have talked about this with your teacher in previous lessons, but we're going to number our fingers here. So if you look at the fingers here on the left side, it tells you what they are, and then the page wants you to write in the finger numbers over here. And I'm going to kind of show you a little trick here. If you notice both of your thumbs, let's start off with your thumbs right here. Thumbs are the same numbers, so those are going to be number 1. Thumb is 1. Next, your pointer or your index finger, those are number 2. Your middle fingers are 3s. Do you see a pattern going on? What do you think your ring finger? So after your middle finger, we call this the ring finger. What do you think the ring finger is? It's number 4. And then finally, at the edge, your pinkies, those are number 5. So what the book wants you to do is to go ahead and write in your numbers right here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we go the opposite way on the right hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, number 2, you kind of see it there underneath the circle. There are many E flats in Blue Skies and Gray Skies, and we'll talk about that in the song video. Link will be in the description below. The E flat is a black key. And remember, the flat, like we discussed in lesson 12, the flat looks like a fancy little B. B is for backward. So number 2, you're going to go backward to the very next key. Then it asks you to shade in the E flat, which is going to be on the right side of the 2 black keys right there. So there's your E flat. Now, we're going to discuss this in the song lesson for Blue Skies and Gray Skies, but the song uses both E flat and E, so watch out for that. Okay, go ahead and pause the video if you need to finish filling all that in, and then we'll go ahead and move on. Number 3, so a couple more questions here. Number 3. I'm going to read that out to you, and then if you want to, you can read it back. Ritardando, remember, ritardando, that's how we're going to pronounce it, is an Italian word that means to gradually play slower. So ritardando, slow down. It's going to ask you to turn to Blue Skies and Gray Skies to page 104 and circle the ritardando with your pencil. So you can pause the video and do that here real quickly. Also, ritardando can correctly be abbreviated as RITRD, retard, or RIT. So a lot of times you'll hear me refer to it as a RIT, R-I-T. Number 4, this is a pedal mark or fermata. It's the fermata, and it tells you to hold the key down a little bit longer. So we're going to put a yes. So F stands for fermata. Spelling of that is right there. Again, I'm shorthanding this to save a little time here in the video. But yes, it means to hold down the key a little longer. Again, twice as long. So if you have a quarter note, instead of holding it for 1 beat, you're going to hold it for 2 beats. Okay, next is Blue Skies and Gray Skies. The title is again across the 2 pages there. So we'll have our video lesson for that linked in the description below. Next, we have a Do You Know page. This is going to be a little long than what I'm expecting. So here on page 106, we're going to fill this out together. So letter A, or we could call it number A. Number A is the pedal mark to push down a little bit longer. So you want to look for the 3-sided box, which is number 5. Ooh, if I can write my 5 correctly. There we go. Big number 5 right there. Letter B, the fermata. So dot with a little curved line above it, which is going to be number 4. Ritardando, which means grit slower. We're going to slow down, which is number 1. D, the flat sign. So flat, we go backward. It's the fancy B. Answer is number 2. The natural sign. So the natural sign kind of looks like a shark with a couple of arms and legs chopped off. That's going to be, oh, not number 8, number 7. F, the sharp sign, go forward. That's number 8. I almost got those mixed up myself. G, the half note, 2 beats. It's the circle on the stick, number 9. H, the quarter note. Quarter note is a is a filled in circle on a stick, number 10. Dotted half note. Dotted half note is going to be, I bet it's going to be a little bit more down here. Nope, I'm just blind. Number 6. Dotted half note's number 6. Lastly, but not leastly, the whole note, or what I like to call the donut. Donut's going to be number 3. Okay, you can go ahead and pause and get those filled in if you want. Or if you fill those in along with me, that's great as well. Then go ahead and get those filled in, and then we're going to go ahead and move on. All right, we're going to move on to 107, which is another worksheet here. So I'm going to zoom in. We're just going to look at number 1 here. We're not going to worry about number 2. So this is another one where we're going to write in the letter names and then draw the lines from the notes to the keyboard here. So we start off with D. Next one is going to be F as in frog, E as in elephant, and then G as in girl, C as in cat, G as in girl, F as in frog, G as in girl, and last but not least, D as in dog. Okay, then I'm going to get my straight line tool so I can write those a little easier. So we're going to connect the F to the F, the E to the E, the G to the G, the C to the C, the G to the G, the F to the F, and then the G to the G, and then the D to the D. So your page should look something like mine. If you want to pause the video, get those written in, and then we'll move on. All right, let's go ahead and clear the board. And we're going to move on. Next song is going to be Country Morning. Again, the song video for that one's going to be linked below in the description. So nice little 8-measure song. Next, we have another mystery message. So remember on here, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can see it better. On here, what we want to do, I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. That way we can see the whole page. What we want to do, we're going to take the note and whatever letter name that note is, we're going to fill it in the blank down below it. So our first one is going to be E. Next one is E. Next one is D. D as in dog. Next one is G as in girl. And then next is going to be E. Okay, and then when we get the other 2 lines filled out, then we'll go through and read it all together. Middle line is going to be E, and then D, and then E, and then G. If you notice, these are the same notes from the song Country Morning and from that worksheet that we filled out before Country Morning. Last 2, same thing as E and E. That was kind of easy. Last line here, we're going to start off with an E. Then we're going to move to E. And then E again. And then G. And then E. And then C. All right, so all together, if you want to pause before we read it out, you can do that. But the whole mystery message says, listen to the birds sing, hear the distant bells ring. Everyone is busy as a bee. It is morning in the country. So there's your mystery message. There's the end of lesson 13, which encompassed pages 103 to 110 here in level 1 of the Mayron Cole Piano Method book. Feel free to rewind and review any material that you need to in this video. And again, songs for this lesson are linked in the description below.